Hi, my name is Martin Silaus, and this presentation is about designing game characters. Game characters are avatars and non-player characters, like heroes and villains. If the game is avatar-based, then they are the center point of the story. Characters and avatars are good for creating emotions. For example, getting emotional response from non-player character, or feeling emotional connection with the avatar. Characters will generate a visual look for the game. Avatar is the main character for the game. It's players' representation in the game environment. Players identify themselves with the avatar. Actually, men not so deeply. Men usually choose default avatars, but this is very important for ladies. To them, the avatar customization is very important. If the personality of the avatar is complex, they make players to think. Avatar should be special or unique in some way, and credible or coherent. What kind of avatars games can have? A lot of games don't have avatars at all. Designers don't specify anything about them. Avatar is not visible. For example, games in first-person view don't have avatars. Semi-specific avatars are representatives of the player in the game environment. Player has a direct control over the avatar. Avatar is like a puppet or doll. Specific avatars are like semi-independent characters. Players can control them to a certain limit. It seems like avatar has its own personality. Player is not the avatar, but plays with it. For example, avatars in adventure games are specific avatars. There is two methods how to design avatars and non-player characters. First of them is art-driven character design that starts from visuals. Alternative method is story-driven character design that starts from describing character behavior. Next, designers can decide how the character should look like. Game characters can have a realistic or cartoon-like look with exaggerated proportions. One method to make characters to look different is to use visuals like cool, tough, cute, or coffee. When the body shape is decided, the character should be illustrated with different visual items like clothes, weapons, symbols, colors, and partners. They all can reflect the nature of the character. Art-based design is usually starting from drawing the concept art. They are early drawings, different versions about the same character, about how the character should look like. Usually the entire team is involved, not only artists. Next, the model sheets are made. They include different poses, animations, different emotions, body language, and facial expressions. All this on the same page to provide better overview. And finally, character background paper is produced. This is text-based description about the character background and behavior. Character background paper is describing different aspects of the character that can influence its behavior in different circumstances. Here you can see one example of characteristics like education, job, favorites, hobbies, personality, and so on. The list is not fixed or limited. Characteristics should be related with other aspects of the game, like gameplay and story. And this is already quite close to the story-driven character design. In story-driven character design, you start from describing the behavior of your character. In story-driven character design, you describe what is the role of the character in this game, what are her attitudes and values, how to describe the personality and behavior. Because characters are game objects, they have attributes, different symbolic or numerical variables. Some variables describe the nature of the character. They are characterization attributes that change very little during the game. For example, appearance is always neat, nature is always outgoing, activity is always active, temper is always calm. Some variables describe the current status of the character. They change frequently and with big amounts. For example, location of the character, level of health, inventory, emotions, relationships, level of energy, physical conditions like hunger, comfort, and hygiene. Interesting characters can be created if more than one status attribute is used for describing the character personality. For example, character has different emotional responses to certain aspects, different dimensions. What are the fundamental values for those dimensions? How and how fast they change during the game. Through that, the character growth, for example, new moves or abilities, can be implemented. Fundamental characteristics can be based on zodiac signs or on archetypes. One good source for designing different characters is Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero with Thousand Faces. Campbell talks about fundamental male and female types, archetypes. Female archetypes are, for example, the queen, the mother, the wise woman, and the lover. Those archetypes have also subtypes like mature queen, tyrant, and weakling, mature mother or possessive and distant mother, wise woman or witch or fool, lover or frequent lover or seductive lover. Male archetypes are, for example, king with subtypes like good king, tyrant, and weakling, a warrior with subtypes like hero, sadist, and masochist, magician with subtypes like wise wizard, manipulator, or jester, and lover with subtypes like mature lover, addict lover, or impotent lover. Those archetypes provide a lot of combinations for character development For example, how the coward boy became an sadistic warrior. Not only the visual look is important, but also the sound can be good characteristic for the character. What vocabulary they use, how good is the grammar, what accent they have, how fast they speak, and what tone they use. All of this can create special atmosphere around the character. The content of this presentation is based on Ernst Adams' book Fundamentals of Game Design. Some examples are from the Joseph Campbell's book The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Some examples are from the Time Mesh history game and from the project Sea League. This is the end of the character design presentation.